The sun is setting over the London skyline right now. You can see all of the lights are turned on in that beautiful city view. But don't worry, we're still here. We've got plenty of action coming your way for the rest of the day. And next up, we've got OpTic Gaming taking on Seattle Surge. It's gonna be an interesting game, gents. I'm joined by Miles and Chance. I'm really excited to see how OpTic Gaming come out of the gates against Seattle Surge after the most incredible debut of our rookies on the OpTic Gaming roster, Draza and Hollow. Miles, what did you make of these two?
I don't know if the hype was real, but they definitely put up a really good show against a very formidable opponent. So again, excited to see how they fare today against opposition that I think a lot of people have got them set as beating anyway. I know our predictions across the board, but yeah, man, it was a great showing from the newcomers. A really nice debut for them. Difficult tests, but I'm giving them a C plus B minus there. You know, it's all right.
Oh, okay, C plus B minus. Okay, Chance, I can hear you giggling right now. I actually tweeted out saying the rookie meta though, because I feel like rookies have come on board, bringing in a fresh perspective. And do you feel like it kind of zhuzhed up the OpTic Gaming roster a bit?
Absolutely. I mean, a fairly important story coming out of like the OpTic camp all year, just the amount of effort being put in for practice, and it's been a consistent issue for them. So bringing on some fresh faces to make sure scrims are on point like you've wanted them to be the entire year, it's got to help. And really my biggest takeaway from yesterday is not the overall performances, but specifically in the game 5, how good Hollow and Draza were, to the point where they were the ones that were clutching up in some of the rounds that mattered most. Like they were going big for the 1v2s against Florida, and they were the ones making plays. So I've seen impressive stuff consistently. They were actually able to clutch up for their first time being on a pro team. So I have very high expectations for these two going forward.
I mean, the stats themselves are impressive, but I love what you said there, Chance, because I think it's about the way that they fit into the role in the team. I think it's not just about the individual performance, but how they gel and how they bring that team together to be more wholesome. Miles, did you kind of see that from them? Did you see them kind of fitting into that missing piece that OpTic kind of have had for the past few events that we've seen them in?
I think that's a really difficult question. The comms were pretty good across when we had the Astro Gaming listens with them. I think one of the things that's nice is obviously the question around Dashy's benching. It was around sort of, motivation maybe, or how practice was going. There doesn't seem to be. It was a question of effort and care, I suppose. And I think that's what those two young guys are going to bring to the squad. You're going to be very, very hungry going from an amateur team to now a CDL team. An opportunity to play for OpTic Gaming in Los Angeles. You're going to give it 110%. You're going to do everything you possibly can. I mean, we talked about this with Awakening when his first debut performance, actually almost every one of his debut performances there for the Florida Mutineers, it was a life-changing series he played. He's now all of a sudden got great stock in the scene, and I think the same can be said right now for Hollow and Draza. If they can keep this run going, a win against Seattle would be massive, but you're building your career. You're trying to cement yourself a place on this roster going forward, and that's what they've got to try and do.
Well, talking about trying to get that win against Seattle Surge, let's talk about our game fuel keys to victory for OpTic Gaming. Miles, I'm going to come over to you right now. What do you think these guys have to do to try and seal the deal against the Surge?
Well, against the Surge, again, I mean, it's got to be on the newcomers. Hollow and Draza, yesterday was great. Today's got to be even better. If they can set themselves apart with a statement match against Surge, then you're going to start to take OpTic Gaming a little bit more seriously. If they can come out strong and fast, thanks to Nameless in this one, that would be a deal for them. Again, Search and Destroy, not a bad look for the OpTic Gaming roster either, but that's going to be it for the keys. This is Ketchup. This is the Redcaster signing out.
What about game fuel keys to victory for Seattle? Chance, what do these guys need to do to surge their way to victory?
They have to remind people why they're pros in the first place to a certain extent, right? Imagine if you're Slack or Apathy, world champ for one of them, multi-time champ in every single Call of Duty game. It seems like for Slack, he's always been able to get a win, and now you're going against a guy like Draza, who is literally the freshest face we have in the league. You're a veteran. You have to lay down the law and be like, I'm not losing to these new kids anymore. I'm tired of these rookies taking over. No more of that crap. I've been a pro for this many years. I'm gonna show them why.
Absolutely. That's exactly what we want to see in this game, in this match, because we don't want a boring game. We want a tight-knit, exciting ball of action ahead of us. So I'm hoping it's going to be a good one. Let's take a look right now at our predictions, brought to you by Sony's Xperia smartphone. Miles, I'm coming to you first. Who have you got taking it?
I can't remember. This is a recurring trend now with the commentators. None of us can remember what we guessed, but I think I was in the region of a 3-1 or at least a 3-2 here, leaning towards OpTic Gaming LA. Again, feeling the vibes from yesterday, really impressed by the performances there. 3-1 from Miles. I think that's where we're going to be going. I think Surge, there's no doubt about it, they can take the Search and Destroy, maybe in the Domination, but at this point in time, I was very, very excited by what I saw coming out of OGLA. Good matches against Florida, a very good, very formidable opponent. I would imagine them, to be able to bring at least the same level of expertise up against Seattle, and it should be a 3-1.
I love it. Okay, Chance, are we kind of agreeing here with your bearded friend?
I think, yeah, OpTic 3-1, I'm pretty sure is what ended up sending to production yesterday. And I think the rationale was literally just basing it off of one series from OpTic going against Florida, Game 5, Round 11. The new kids look good. So it's not like I'm saying this with a high degree of confidence. I'm basing the prediction off of literally only one series I've witnessed for these guys. But they did impress me. They did look strong. And then, of course, on the flip side for Seattle, they've had moments of brilliance, normally in the form of the AR players on the team type deal, or Appen like S&D a little bit, but overall, I haven't had a ton of a reason to be confident for the Seattle camp. So OpTic, they got a little bit of love from me today.
Okay, well, I'm also going to be agreeing with you guys. I'm going to go 3-1 OpTic Gaming. I think the fact that we saw that glimmer of just pure excellence coming in from their two new debut stars, and the fact that they're rookies too, that they kind of bring that level of being unpredictable to oppositions, which I'm loving. So I think it's going to be really hard for Surge to get their number straight away, and considering they're already kind of, with their heads in their hands about what's been happening recently in their season, I think it's going to be very difficult for them to seal this win against them. So that's what I'm going with, guys. 3-1. I think they might take a map, but I think OpTic are gonna win it at the end of the day. So let's have a look at our quick scope right now and have a look at these two teams back to back. Our US Air Force quick scope. Okay, so it's a hard one. Both of these teams have struggled all season long, and it has been very, very tough. But the upper hand quite clearly here is OpTic Gaming. We kind of saw a little kind of peak from OpTic recently, and then it went back down again. Do you think, Chance, this could be what they have been missing, these two rookies coming on board? Do you think that this will be the answer for them coming in and having the best chance they can at champs?
Well, I won't say the answer yet, but I will say it helps. And the only reason I won't say it's the definitive answer is because they still got bullied out quite a bit yesterday in the respawns. Like, the records overall still aren't great. I think their map pool still needs quite a bit of work, because we had a couple moments like Miles in the cast yesterday. We were watching them, but just like they would have a very nice lead against Florida, 30-40 points in Hardpoint, whatever it's going to be. All of a sudden the switch gets flipped, and now OpTic are just getting bullied out pretty consistently. So that's what my focus on for Seattle is going to be on the SMG players. They need to be able to bully the side for OpTic, because TJ and Quavo throwing up a .71 and .74. Like, it's just not going to be enough to cut it. So OpTic, not immune from being bullied out. The young kids haven't solved that problem, at least not yet. So I think there's potential here.
I think so too. There's a couple of smiles across the board there with some of our players from OpTic Gaming, so maybe they're a bit excited for this matchup coming up. Maps and modes here by US Air Force. We've got Gunrunner, Hardpoint to start, Petro S&D, Hackney Yard Don, Hackney Yard again with the Hardpoint, and then if it goes to distance, we've got Gunrunner S&D. Where do you see these maps and modes going, and what favour of the team, Miles? Now we've seen them on our screens.
Well, I mean, that's definitely more of a question for my boy Chance, the big brain over there. But I think
go on, Miles, you could do it, man. I believe in you.
I think when it comes to the Hackney Yard Doms, I mean, that's where I think repetition is going to be key. A lot of teams love to favour going towards Hackney Yard. For almost every game talk we have. So I think at this point in time, that's going to be good practice for them. I do worry about Seattle Surge on Gunrunner. Again, I do favour OGLA going into this one. Again, it's a weird series, right? This is two teams who are staring down the barrel of I want to say like a falling outside the top eight.
An M4 really, because there's a lot of them on the map now.
Staring down the barrels of many M4s, and just like thinking of where they are in the standings. So I don't know, like, are you willing to try something new at this point? I think for both of these teams, it's like we must get the win now. We're running out of events. I mean, this is OGLA have still got 2 events left after this, but I think there's one more event after this. Excuse me, but it's a scary sight for these teams at the bottom of the board.
It is, and looking on our roster card here for OpTic Gaming, Chance, Strazza, Hollow obviously made a great first appearance for this team, but where do you see them fitting into this roster? Do you think they're in the right roles at the moment? Do you see them kind of having to put work in other areas that you think that OpTic Gaming may need to pick up in?
No, I think right role's kind of definitively right, because if you get like the 2 players they got rid of, one AR, one sort of flex, and it seems like OpTic Gaming really needed more fast-paced like SMG pressure. That's what Draza brings. You get rid of an AR, you need someone. Well, that's what Hollow is going to bring to the table. So I can't speak on their comms, how good they are in game and practice, anything like that, but it seems to be working out for the OpTic team, at least in the short term. We'll see if they can continue it.
For sure. Big boots to fill, that is for sure, from these guys, and they're doing a pretty good job of it so far. Miles, and then on the side of Seattle Surge here, obviously we have some very, very talented players ahead of us. What do you think is honestly going wrong for these guys right now? I think it's a major chemistry issue if you look at it quite deeply, but from a performance standpoint, surely they can kind of put their heads together and start producing some numbers.
Well, you'd expect that again, and I think I felt that about Seattle Surge from the very beginning, even when Karma was on the roster to begin things, and with Enable there as well. I mean, this is a team that is made of true champions. I don't know if there's anyone else in the league who quite has, the same sort of like accolades, across the entire board, but at the same time, it has not worked out. I mean, and I put a lot of comparisons between them and the way 100 Thieves looked, back in the day on Black Ops 4, when 100 Thieves came onto the scene, we were like, wow, these guys are great, they've got the best players. They could not find a hard point if they spawned in it. They were really, really bad at the game to begin with, and it took a big change for them. Now the changes are starting to come through from Seattle. There are glimmers, there are signs of life. They're getting plagued by a bit of bad luck here and there, things outside of everyone's control. But at the end of the day, this is a squad that should be winning stuff. This is a squad that should be succeeding, and it's been very, very difficult for them just to pull anything together. Can they get that done before the end of the year? Man, I hope so, because that would make champs all the more spicy, all the more interesting. A little bit of sauce, a little bit of ketchup and mustard for you there, just to put on that sweet, sweet bun over the end of the year. But hey, I feel bad for Seattle. I really, really do. But at the end of the day, they've got to get something turned around before the end of the year.
100%. We're loving the condiments today, Miles.
Well, look at what we're wearing.
I know. You are 2 condiments. I know. You literally are. Which one's the best? I want to see the chat. See what you guys think. Of course, we do have our new championship format as well. So in collaboration with our teams and players, we've actually recently redistributed the prize pool. So the update payout structure better rewards teams that perform well during the playoffs, while assigning less prize money for the final matches. So the overall prize payout of 4.6 milli remains the same, but this is exactly how it breaks down. So we've got obviously the league champion with 1.5 mil, runner-up with 900k. I feel actually so weird saying these numbers out loud because it's so much money. I don't think I've ever had to say this kind of money in my entire life, which is, it's kind of crazy thinking about it, but you guys can read. I feel uncomfortable reading with how much, how much is on the line here. I'm getting nervous for these teams. I really am. There's a lot to play for here, the Call of Duty League. I mean, guys, I just want to say real quick, while we're waiting for this game to get into, trust me, we want to get into the game. We want to see what's going on. But we're waiting for the players, make sure they're ready. That kind of money on the line, to be able to do that and do something that you love and play the game that you've played for a hobby when you were a kid. Pretty insane to make a career out of it. And Miles, like, how much would this mean to some of the players that we do have in the league, and to maybe some of the rookies who've come on board but have kind of made a name for themselves now too? It's
incredible to think like players like Draza and Hollow, within one event coming onto the team here, they could potentially make more money in a single weekend than they have in their entire Call of Duty careers and have in their lives. That's the thing. We talk about this enough. We haven't really said the phrase, but life-changing money, life-changing experiences for these players. And there is a lot of talk about mental health at the moment on social media, and for a lot of these players, this is the most stressful job in the world. I mean, we're talking about young people who are going through a job where a single bad day can cost you your job, can cost you your career. A single bad map, there's so much scrutiny, so much pressure, so much at stake. It is an amazing thing to watch, and that's why we hold it with so much revere. We look up to a lot of these players because of the incredible things they can do and because of the pressure they're under. But it's a hard one, and that much money, there's a reason why team changes happen. There's a reason why people get moved on off of benches, because you want to succeed. No one wants to walk away with very little, if not nothing, at the end of this. You got to turn this around. You got to make a tough call going into champs.
This is true. And Chance, just before we finish things off here and round it up with the prize pool and champs, I mean, Chance, like for some of these teams who are obviously not having the best seeding because of their season, how important is it for them to kind of rekindle things as a team again, get their heads together, push as hard as they can for champs? Like, I think a lot of people are wondering, like, is it still possible for our lower seeds to get a great placement or even win it?
Well, the rekindling needed to be done in the past few weeks, right? Like, if they're not ready now, it's kind of GG. And like Miles was talking about the stress, you're talking about, can the teams at the bottom make it out? And we're seeing that from Seattle specifically. Like, if you were getting to the point where apathy is tweeting out angrily, that means this team is stressed out of their minds. Like, they are being pushed to the brink. And they were even saying yesterday, Octane was talking about it, of just like, this was the most important series that they had yesterday against the Ravens because they need the points. They need to start catching up to these teams. And well, they didn't get get the win there. So now this is the most important series that they've had all year, because they're currently sitting at 50 points. If they fall to OpTic Gaming here, OpTic jumps up to, I think it's going to be 80, and Paris already has 80. And that means if Seattle is 30 points behind that 8th seed, you don't want to have to go to a tiebreaker situation. That means they would have to go into the next tournament. The only way to get more than 30 points is to win the entire thing. So this is absolutely pressure on for Seattle. Like, if they don't get this win, it's going to require so much more at the next tournament. That's completely ridiculous. And that, of course, means on the side of OpTic Gaming, the pressure's on because you can't afford to lose to Seattle, because that means they're going to start coming after you, and you got to be worried about Toronto, and Paris is right next to them. So both these teams, it is past the brink. It is do or die at this point in the year.
Do or die. That's what Chance is saying. I believe him. I always believe him. We're heading to a quick break right now because we need to make sure our teams are ready for this extremely important matchup. But don't go anywhere, because after this we do have OpTic Gaming taking on the Seattle Surge.
That is sensational from OpTic.
Kenny lighting it up at range. Absolutely ripping his way through those players. The kills just don't stop for Dashi.
OpTic Gaming have done it. And it's Slasher. And suddenly the sweep comes in from OpTic.
TJ, the shots, he's only gone and got it.
How many players is gonna kill?
Seattle, what a start to the series.
Seattle, shut him down.
Perfect push there from Slack.
Apathy will win the gunfight. Octane, an absolute god.
Panda is going huge. Surge on an absolute tear.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to the Call of Duty League. We're almost ready to rock and roll into this matchup, the Seattle Surge versus OpTic Gaming Los Angeles. It is an elimination matchup, and as we touched upon briefly in the pre-show, again, a very, very difficult time for both squads. The points are on the line, those very, very coveted CDL points, as myself and Chance will bring you through this one. Exciting to see Draza and Hollow now with their cameras. And Chance, what do you make of Hollow's room setup? He's got like a disco light or something going on in there, man. Like, I hope he turns that off when he plays. Maybe he doesn't, actually. That's something interesting, though.
I mean, it's one of those things that, like, if you spend your entire life, like, playing COD and inside of a nightclub, you have to make sure that when you go to a tournament environment, you practice how you play. So, like, hey, if you got the light show going nonstop, make sure you have that ready to go. And it would be hilarious if, like, he plays so well with the light show in the background, he takes, like, a disco ball to LAN events. If we ever have those again, and just, like, put it next to him for the vibes, like, that would be hysterical. Because I've always wondered this, how many random, like, little superstitions do, like, Call of Duty players have with, like, pre-match rituals, what happens in comms, in between maps, stuff like that? Because, like, I played baseball growing up. Baseball players do a lot of weird stuff, and I just don't know how much of that, like, seeps over.
I asked Clayster this a while back on the trip cap, and he mentioned that he likes to have showers before each game, and I think Hook does as well. So he and Hook, they shower. They don't shower together, but they do have a shower. And the only other time they've been able to do that in a LAN environment was actually at the London event. Shout out London in the Copper Box, because the behind stage was, of course, all the dressing rooms and changing rooms from the sporting events. So Hugh went for a shower before their games in the Copper Box, which I just thought was one of the most amazing things. So able to do it. But you're right, there are some very, very strange superstitions out there. I'd love to know if you could tweet Chance and myself your strangest pre-match rituals. I don't care how strange they are. We would honestly love to know. We might even read some of the weirder ones out on stream. But we have got a very fun match coming up ahead of us again. OGLA, Seattle Surge. This is going to be a good one. Again, mate, we've saw the maps. We've had a brief discussion about our expectations. We've, of course, did our Sony Xperia predictions. Mate, where are you having, I suppose, where are you sitting yourself now as we get these players into the server and get them in ready to game? Are you still sitting on that 3-2? I mean, what's the vibe?
I think I win 3-1 for the side of OpTic. I still think OpTic is going to win, but the way I'm looking at the layout of the series sort of thing is my route for Seattle to, like, pull off the win is, again, just bullying out OpTic in the respawns. The Domination is going to be a must-win, in my opinion, for Seattle, and at least split the hard points, because what we saw yesterday from OpTic is certain maps they love, they do great on, they are, like, on point even with the new roster, and then maybe another map or two, they just kind of got destroyed. So there's definitely solid maps in there, so that just means Seattle needs to win their map pick for the Hardpoint, needs to win their map pick for the Search and Destroy, and then that Dom is going to be the swing mode in the series. And of course, even to touch on it further for the Search and Destroy, it's not like you have any idea what OpTic is going to do on the map, right? It's not like guys like Slacked and Apathy and Octane have played a Hollow and Draza a ton in Search to know what they're going to do on the given map. So it's a little bit trickier, I think, from the coaching side, even for Seattle, to know exactly what you do for the game plan in Search and Destroy, which places extra importance on making sure you get those respawn wins.
Respawn wins are going to be a big one. First respawn up is, of course, going to be that hard point here on Gunrunner. Seattle Surge. It is not over yet for this team. And again, we touched upon it before, Chance. You said it yourself. If they pick up the win here, great. If they don't, they've still got a chance next event, but they have to win the whole thing overall in order to net those points. Off to the races we go. Grau in hand for Octane. It's been a bit of a change we've seen coming into this event, which has been a lot of fun. Again, weapon variety is not something we typically see in competitive Call of Duty, but we're getting plenty of it right now.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing about the Growl is effectively it's just a little bit better at range, a little bit easier to manage the recoil, and I think the stats are just a notch above what the M4 brings to the table, so it has turned into a hill-specific thing. I think Silly was the first player we saw it on one hill on Azir Cave, but quite a few more players starting that experiment and seeing if they can, it's all about the details, right? Look for that little something extra.
Yeah, we saw Crimson UJ on this map as well, but at this point in time, nothing too tremendous. OpTic Gaming LA, though, with a nice start here on the first hardpoint. 24 seconds remain on it. Again, not expecting either team to take too much from this central position. The battle always rages for the next one. So over towards the right-hand side of the map we go. TJ and Hollow now picking up what they can. Proto try to find something there and not able to get too much done. Apathy with a bit of a late flank. The final 10 seconds here, trying to just cause some damage. Again, just a bit of disarray in that forward push now that OGLA are going to have to work out on Hollow. Well, he was pretty much Hollow after that one. Octane manages to turn him inside out as the hardpoint now flips over.
And overall, though, I will say that first hill, OpTic Gaming did a pretty fantastic job. 32 points is nothing to shy your head at, and that puts them in a position, hey, you get the break, be a little bit annoying on this next hill, you might be in a good spot. The issue is, well, the first push, they just got completely slayed out. TJ now has to wait for all his teammates. He's able to trade out at least one kill, but it's now going to be a 4v4 in and around the hill.
You're trying to see that overhead view. You can see the breaks OpTic Gaming LA trying to make now as they make their way in. The contest comes through. Proto wins his. Panda wins his gunfight as well. Once again, Proto on your screen, trying to clear these invaders out, pushing them back. Oh, there it is with the knife, just about to get it done. And again, that what they'll do is will stop that contest coming through. When the hardpoint is being contested, neither team garners any points whatsoever. However, the hardpoint clock will still tick down. So keep an eye out for teams trying to do that to prevent either from getting points. We'll see those contests try to be broken. Over towards the next hardpoint we go. The mine entrance, these mine carts, again, power positions in their own right. OGLA, they make the early rotation. And now they will contest with a push from Seattle Surge.
And this is good news right now from OpTic, not just for having the spawns, but also the two players that struggled the most for him yesterday. It was TJ and Quavo on this rotation. Quavo was able to pick up 2 kills, making sure to secure the spawns, and TJ was right there with them. So nice clearance. The players you needed to step up so far are doing so. And of course, on the hold, well, Bar Octane killing everything, and the 2 team kills coming through. Seattle, maybe the woes at least briefly still here. Not nearly enough clearance to try to get to this hard point.
Oh, and it's an absolute battle. Rages just on the outside of the hard point. Hollow. Draza finds 3 with a single nade. Oh dear. Seattle Surge were holding hands. At that point in time, not the best. No trophies in play on the push forward. Now you've got yourselves a fortified position. OGLA are going to be able to pick up the final 15 seconds here. No contest available. On the rotation we now go. Slacked trying to contest these players in mid. Nice shots. Gets the first. He's going to have a few more to watch out for. Cargo containers now towards the very south of the map. Towards the sud, the south. Swaps over now. Slack once again controlling that middle map area, trying to shut down this lane, make sure that no one from OGLA can get through. Slasher sees to that. As Octane now from up high. Cut down immediately. OpTic flooding through the back. Here comes 3 or 4 of them. Straight onto the hard point, straight into the time. Good work again from OGLA. A decisive break. Panda not able to get into the fight once again. We're watching Apathy now on screen. The shots come through onto Draza, but again, 35 seconds remaining. OGLA have managed to get the break, and now they're really starving Seattle Surge with this hard point time.
And really, for me on that hill for Surge, I think it was just a bad recognition of where the pressure was going to be coming from, right? You still have Octane that was looking mid-map, but as soon as Panda spawns out of that hill, they know the focus should have to be on the back. That's where 3 players from OpTic were coming from. They don't make that pan out, but of course, well, they end up being scrappy a little bit towards the end, but OpTic, again, will be happy, very happy with the way the past 2 hills have gone. And of course, that means, hey, pressure's on for the rotation. Seattle, get a full 60. Any of the small mistakes that have happened before are completely washed. You'll be right back in the game.
They're going to try it now. They got an early rotation, their chance towards the back of the warehouse. OGLA trying to make the break through the front. Here comes 2 of them. One goes down. You can see those green arrows on that minimap. The brighter green will be the OGLA squad. That more sort of nice teal, cobalt color. That's going to be Seattle Surge. Panda, he's up next in the hard point. The front doors now being blown wide open. Here comes OGLA. No contest just yet. Apathy does a great job of keeping that central area safe. That corridor just in front of the warehouse doors, all his. Octane's watching the right-hand side of the map. Slack takes care of those in the middle. Eyes on 1, 2, 3. Here they come. Slack finds himself 2 on the defense. Lovely work from Seattle Surge. Keeping the boys in this one. Draza, he managed to make his way on the point, just obscured by a smoke screen. But his teammates are there to get the kills and clean this one up. OGLA, the break was late, and Chance, you called it, man. 1 good hard point, and Surge are back in this.
I mean, that really is, I mean, honestly, the story of quite a few of the hardpoint maps in this game, where there's like 2 big money hills where you can get that full 60, and then there are 3 hills in the game. Like, you can still pull off, 30, 40 seconds, have a nice job, but it is, you can do well on so many hills, and then everything just fades away. It's sort of the drop of a dime. And again, not just the pressure in the series, but the pressure on the maps is always going to be there. Right now, though, Pander working up the side of the map. He's got a couple teammates with him, and more importantly, well, they had a teammate that was in the back attempting to block spawns. OpTic Gaming, though, dealt with him quickly.
Yeah, that's a great call. The player on the right-hand side from Seattle Surge trying to just cause a bit of a problem there going forward, but OGLA, solid work to clean him up. Slasher trying to get himself involved a bit more in the kill feed. 11 and 10, we checked in a moment ago with him, and he was sitting on single digits either side, but good bit of work now from OGLA. A fantastic amount of hardpoint time garnered here from that first position once again. Going over towards the second hardpoint time now, though, and oh boy, who was number 5? It was Draza. He moved forward just enough. Seattle Surge have spawned in the second hardpoint now. They're ready to go. Not only do you have to now contend for this map position, but that's going to be something that OGLA are going to have to look back on and try to work for. A little bit of bad luck maybe, but here comes Seattle. They're going to be spawning right next to the point. And this is a gift, Chance. A gift from the COD gods.
Huge gift as well, because you got Slasher that's so far away from the action, like he's trying to win some gunfights, but that means they have one less man on the bottom side of the minimap to make the break, and Slack, well, in prime position. He's got 22 kills to his name. Killing has not been an issue for him today, and he's gonna run it up. OpTic Gaming, maybe they got pressure around the hill, but 30 seconds have already gone. Seattle have tied the game up, even taking the lead, and frankly, doesn't look like they're trying to slow down. They are still fighting for these final 20 seconds.
I mean, this is an incredible turn of events. That could have been a 30 to 40 point lead right there for OGLA, but now they've had to contest with this one. Quavo, Kenny, the only player there by the next hard point, has been completely flattened, drowned out if you will, as Seattle Surge now make their way over towards that minecart, the mine entrance, as they will gear up now for a solid hold here off the break. Can OGLA make their way through the middle of the map, find those decisive kills? But they have to contend with the might of Octane, one of the finest assault rifles in the league. Shots are going to be up, finds himself the first. The Hollow goes down, Draza will fall second. TJ Halley up next, takes a swing. He's got absolutely nada. It's 3 for Octane. Into the hard point we go as Seattle Surge. This is a fantastic turn of events for them.
I mean, this is the prime position for Seattle, right? Your entire goal is get Octane in a good position. You do that, you win afterwards. It takes so many players to try to take him down, and even when he drops, Octane, you already know, is going to take at least 2 or 3 players down with him, and that means Seattle very comfortable on the minecart hill. They put in work, they made sure to get the rotations down, and, well, it's not a massive lead, but it's still the largest one they've had all game.
They're still looking decent. I mean, that's going to be it. The last member of Seattle Surge killed on this hard point. Now they will be spawning far, far away. OGLA, they're going to get the final 10 seconds here, but it comes to Apathy. He's going to be the player nearest the next hard point. TJ Halley in close behind him, and Apathy is in a little bit of trouble now. Good communication coming through from Seattle Surge. Will they be able to keep Apathy alive and keep the forest lane open for them? Apathy surrounded now by OGLA players. Finds the first. Will his teammates be there to back him up? No, he's going to get cut down in Halo gunfire, but the hard point does fall into the hands now of Seattle Surge as the kills start to come through. Slasher leading the charge, and it's a Halo gunfire that's going to bring him down now. Panda trying to watch the backside as well. Hollow now getting involved at the front side, and Proto from up top. Quavo on the trades. I mean, it is back and forth. You're seeing how closely contested this hardpoint is. 30 seconds remaining, and this could be big. If Slasher can time this, he can't. That could have been huge for OGLA. Now it comes to Draza alone. Oh, and the hardpoint goes back into the hands of Seattle Surge's chance. The pendulum keeps swinging.
Oh, right now that pendulum is swinging heavily in OpTic's favor, because now they've actually been able to drop everyone for Seattle. And look at the spawn, like, right? There's only 8 seconds left on the hill. We know the rotation is going to the most important hill on this map right now, and it's OpTic that are going to be there first. But it looks like for Seattle, at least Octane is there, trying to cause confusion, trying to be the cutoff man, because right now he has opened up that top side of the map for him. That's where Seattle's trying to put the pressure on.
OGLA with a solid looking setup now. Here comes Seattle through that front door. Proto gets into the point. Panda can't quite open up the other avenue of attack, but Proto, he won his gunfights. He's managed to get 2 there. So with that, we now have got a hard point in the hands of Seattle Surge. OGLA, right outside the hard point, they will be spawning, able to get into the fight quite quickly. Apathy now lays down. Can he find something here with a hip fire? Not quite enough. Couldn't go dad mode. As OGLA, it's a clean 5 in the kill feed. They're going to answer back straight away. 30 seconds remain on this hard point. What do you do now if you're Seattle Surge? Do you try to make a break, slow the points down, or just set up for next and try to win the game?
You set up the trap. You got to set up the trap. You're not going to get clearance and break through 5 players. You make sure you get the map positioning you want. That's what Octane has been doing for maybe 10, 15 seconds now. He wants to be the mid-map man. He's got players. Panda, he's the one watching the massive overextension to make sure they don't get spawns. But frankly, this is a moment where potentially the game could be won by either team on P1. This means you have to balance everything. Either the pressure on the hill or you're trying to get the spawns. And right now for OpTic, I think they got to put the pressure on the hill.
They're going to try to put that pressure. Draza's in there. The shot's coming through. TJ's on the flank. He manages to catch 1 there, but not able to stop much more. Slasher now from up high. Good shots. Not able to get it done. Panda on the fadeaway. OGLA are in the hard point. They're going to be picking up that time. It's going to fall to these Surge members to get up as close and personal as they possibly can. Do not let the time go away from you, Draza. A huge win. OGLA once again in the point. Seattle Surge have got to make something happen. It falls to Octane. Backed up now by Apathy. MP5 in hand. They're surging forward, but no one is there. OGLA, 10 points for the win now. Seattle Surge, they got to continue contest here. There's 20 seconds remaining. OGLA only need 10 of them. Every single kill and every decision made will count so much more. As you have to forget as well, Seattle Surge, they have control of the next hard point. OGLA, though, they're going for the win. And Draza, he can get it done. It's potential now to get it done. If they don't kill Draza, they don't kill him, and they get map number 1. OGLA steal it
with a second to spare.
And yeah, I was gonna say, you talk about like making it as close as you possibly could with 1 minute left. That has to be one of the most delicate positions, I think, in all of Modern Warfare, right? It's the debate about how much pressure do you have to throw on the hill, or can we make sure we keep spawns? Because it is both teams that constantly have to evaluate, all right, what am I doing with my life? Am I overextending? Do I need to go to the hill? How much time do we have? How much is left? And this is where the comms go crazy. This is where the individual plays, and potentially someone even going rogue might be necessary. Like, if you can see that it's going to come down to the wire, and if Drazit doesn't get killed out of the hill, and you get, like, you might have to risk giving up spawns to have the dive bomb towards the hill. It's a delicate balance, but hey, OpTic, they pulled it off with literally just a second to spare. And we talked about maybe the stats in the slaying category as well. It was Quavo and TJ yesterday, 0.71 and 0.74 for each of them. This time, 36 for Kenny, 32 for TJ. They needed to turn up. They did exactly that.
Wow, what a great start to the series. Unreal stuff. I mean, both teams make the right decisions, and in the end, it comes down to who really dared, and who dares wins. And right now, OGLA with that play to take map number 1. Oh boy, what a series this is going to be, man. The stakes are high. So Petrograd coming up after this one, but before we get into that one, we know it's what you've all been waiting for. Yes, it may well be the ketchup and mustard on your screen, but we are going to be talking about our Grubhub picks of the day in just a moment, and it's going to be a good one. Quavo, you picked him Chance. Good call. I went for Octane. It seemed like a no-brainer. Slasher actually was a pick there from Study. I mean, walk us through the Quavo pick, because Kenny's a beast, man. There's no doubt about it, and that map 1 was insane.
He's a beast. So he dropped a 0.74, and I was like, what the hell is that? Like, I have to imagine after going back in the series, they're just like gonna be almost dead on the inside, going over every single little mistake. But Quavo / Kenny, whatever the hell his name is a good enough player. I was like, it's not gonna happen 2 days in a row. He's gonna make sure he focuses on his individual game rather than, you know, helping out his teammates as much as possible, which obviously you do both. But I was like, no, not 2 days in a row, not for Kenny. He's gonna go big.
Yeah, he will go big indeed. Now, we've got our Grubhub picks, we've got our lunches, Chance, and I know you're looking forward to this one, my friend, but I think you're up first. What did you have for lunch? We saw, of course, your beautiful sushi candlelit dinner, which was actually, it did look delicious. What did you go for today, my friend?
I just like a generic sort of chicken bowl, a little bit of queso thrown in the mix, and it was delicious, I will say, but more importantly, Miles, super thirsty. You got to make sure you get that Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel in the mix, and 4 normally gets the job done for me on any given day.
You're a powerful individual, man. I mean, I really do love it. And also, I love the color coding. I love everything about this image. I love the back of your backdrop in this as well. Chance, I mean, honestly, it could not be better. Let's have a quick look at my sushi. I was inspired, dude, by your sushi picture. I went to a fun place. Look how gorgeous that is.
Excuse me?
I had no idea it was going to look this good. And when I received the delivery, it came in these boxes that had like magnets on the front, and I cracked it open, and I was just like, GG, baby. But if that wasn't good enough, man, I had to double down. I got my wife to take a nice black and white image. I was like, this is some good looking sushi, but I have to make sure that I just win this one, Chance. I had to go all in. It's a big Saturday, so I got on the floor. I took some nice photos, and what can I say? I love my sushi.
Miles, this means war. We're not playing games here on the CDL broadcast. There's no fun to be had. I'm coming for you.
No,
the fun's
over, mate.
But this is friendship ruined.
The fun is over.
This is just straight daggers from now on.
Do what you can,
like,
friends.
Black and white, 90% of the photo was you. It's supposed to be about the food.
I knew what I was doing. Do what you can, though, to support local businesses, friends. Again, Grubhub is supporting every as much as they can. If you go to the perks section of the app, make sure to do what you can to support local businesses. Again, $10 off orders of $30
what if you have
or
a
more.
wife? Like, how am I supposed to compete with that?
You can't,
It's
mate.
like quarantine. I got to keep social distancing, and now I got to find someone to take pictures of me. Like, I need a wife,
From the
dude.
times of 5 p.m. until 9 p.m. in your time zone, use Grubhub. All right, let's get into this one, brother.
That's not fair. Whatever. It'll be fine.
It's not fair, but all's fair in love and Grubhub. Here we go, baby. This is going to be a fun one again. Petrograd, Search and Destroy. It's become a favorite of mine. I don't know about yourself, man, but I've just loving between Petro and between Arclog Peak. I've just been singing their praise. Tense maps. Very, very challenging series all around, but these have been real fun. Slacked did not bring his uniform to today's match.
Wait, did he? Wait, that's actually insane. Because funnily enough, I'm like 90-something% sure the characters in game. There's the snipe from Octane. But more importantly, the jerseys that the players wear, I don't think they're actually wearing them. I think it's like the servers like puts it on.
It is,
something
yeah.
like
It is,
that.
yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if the next one is all good, but here we go. Hollow on screen. High position now on the defense from A. And Octane, a great start. Like, it's just a fantastic way to start things off. Oh, wow, Hollow just about saw that player from the shadow, but again, just the bottom of his M4 barrel there would have been obscuring the view, so heads up play. And again, CDL Surge lining up now on the push through to A.
Panda with a nice next pick. Now you can actually get this sort of clearance, but the 5v3, you got the sniper that's watching the flank for you. That's Octane's job, and Quavo, well, frankly, might bite the bullet in a moment. And of course, that bomb working its way towards the site. There's the bullet that he bit.
Kenny's a beast, but Octane's got them silver bullets, cuts him down. 2 members of OGLA left. Draza with a big win in a difficult situation. He's going to be able to get the bomb down. Slasher with a nice win there onto Slack to the God Box. Taken care of. Now Octane brings that AX-50 to the bomb site. 3 versus 2. And OGLA are really making him work for this one. Draza, he's certainly feeling himself. He makes his way forward. He finds the first. There's not the second. The pistol of Octane just too strong. 25 seconds left. 1 versus 1. Octane versus Slasher. Here in the first round. Nice stun. And the pistol of Octane, not enough to get it done. Slasher, trusty M4, gets the kill, and now the defuse.
Good God, Slasher. Okay, so, you know, all the talk we had about, like, Hollow and Draza, how good they were in Search, like, all the clutches they had in Game 5. If you watch back the series we had yesterday in Game 2, it was the Slasher show. It was a very quiet performance, but he ended up throwing 13 on the board, and he just quietly played outstanding. And here it is. It is what? TJ gets the first pick. You saw Quavo trying to make the flank. He's going to get dropped as well. That is an effective 3v5 on the site. Slasher saying he went big there is not enough justification. And then on the flip side, hyper unfortunate for Seattle. It really seems like this series has been written by Lemony Snicket for him.
Some of the fans may have to Google that one. Octane's still in that snipe. You can just about see it. Oh, Slasher, the Mad Titan, strikes again. He finds it. I'm not able to get the second kill. Slack is going to be there, but he really tried it. 2 members of OGLA left now in the 2 versus 3. TJ, no! TJ Haley! He managed to get 2 out there. They lined up for him. A Proto and Apathy. Oh, no! Panda now in a 1 versus 2. Composure is lost. And Panda may as well put him back on the endangered species list. Oh, no, wait. He's getting back into this one. TJ Haley now. Can he find a magnificent 3rd kill of the round? And boy, is this tense. 40 seconds to work with here, really. And Panda's got to be just guessing. Where could the elusive TJ be? I don't think TJ's got a Semtex and a concussion to work with. Oh no, the concussion. But he does have a Semtex, there it is. And now a very tense 1v1 chance. And they're taking it upstairs.
And TJ does have dead silence. Yeah, he's got the information. He's popping it. Now he goes.
He pops it. He did also manage to shoot a single round of the MP5 just to make a bit of noise, and there it is. Absolute perfection from TJ. Right place, right time. It all worked out for him, and man, what a fantastic round there from TJ.
Yeah, it went big. Got the collateral effectively with the MP5. And I love the big brain plays that was not in all an accident of shooting up top to bait Panda and looking into the top window. Perfectly played. He knew that's exactly what would happen. In case there's new viewers, I was being sarcastic. That was an accident. But hey, dead silence goes a long way. It's basically like having superpowers in this game and makes the clutches that much easier.
Octane, can he strike twice? Not quite yet, but not as many OGLA players made the run across there. So that sniper is definitely having an impact on the decision-making process now for OGLA. Hollow trying to stay alive up top. His life is flashing before his eyes right now. It's St. Petrograd, poor bloke. Much slower round here on the offense, but on the defense. Look at OGLA on the north-hand side of the map. Quavo makes his way through mid, lovely work. Slasher, he catches his kill on the flank as well. So Octane, that sniper now, had his eyes poked out of the perch. 2 remaining members of Seattle Surge are not going to be able to do too much as they are literally pinned, cornered in on the bomb site. TJ, the trap is set. He finds his kill number 6 of the search. 3-0 so far for OGLA.
And that's just beautiful stuff as well. I don't know how OpTic was able to get the information, but you see the first blood they got was on Slack. Someone saw him get in that corner. You saw stuns and nades flying in his general direction. So frankly, it's just a great job of playing around your information. One of the worst ways you can lose is having that flank come through the middle of the map, cut over towards the A side. Slack went for the attempt, and OpTic, you can see, who did not stack the A site that heavily, right? They sent 3 players towards the middle/left side of the map, managed to take him down.
OGLA offense now. Hail Mary Slasher right over the top. May have actually caught Octane there. That could have been Slasher's nade that just tagged him up, pushed him right back. Octane's going to try to slow this one down. Slacked from top of a restaurant there. TJ's just on the outside of him. Oh wow, wait, did he see his gun? He may have just seen that gun. Saw a bit of a shadow at the very least. So TJ, he may be thumping around on that tin roof. He's going to run through. Slacked catches him out, picks up the kill, and runs away with his M4. So now Slacked equipped for any fight. Final 50 seconds. Quavo keeps the flank safe. Will not fall to his own tricks. And Bomb now moving forward and towards that A site. The lone defender there, Panda, in towards B. Now having to make his way across map carefully. His Proto checks left and right before crossing the street. Very intelligent. There's Slasher. He caught eyes of that one. Slow this down. OGLA have to make a play now on the bomb. Final 30 seconds. Oh, and it's going to be a bit of a mess. Hollow's already on the bomb site. Is he going to be able to get the arm? Quavo wins his fight on the outside. Hollow wins one on the bomb site. So now it comes to Octane alone. Bomb goes down. Octane! Nice shots. He gets the second. 13 seconds left. Draza's got to go for the arm. Quavo could cover him. And here comes the bomb. Can Octane do the unthinkable? Octane! Unbelievable shots from the young man. Now in the 1 versus 4. Is he going to be able to get this one? LaRue with a knife! He gets it! With the knife! And you may as well do a victory lap. What a stunning round from Octane.
Oh my god, dude. Miles.
Yep.
Octane is on this team, and they only have 50 CDL points, bro. And 4 of them, or 40, are off the Guerrillas. Like, he is so good.
Bruh.
He is so good. Like, talk about how perfectly I played. You got 12 seconds left, and the bomb isn't planted yet. Everyone in their right minds is thinking, I just killed a guy off bomb, run away. What does Octane do? He's like, no, I'm the dad in this situation. He's not actually a parent that's happy, but whatever. I'm the dad. Slips through the door, challenges the guy that's not on bomb instead of going out the window, guns him, and then just to hunt someone down with the knife. I mean, like, come on. Someone stop this man!
Oh, Seattle fans are going to be on their feet after that round. Imagine the copper box. Hollow now. Get in that high perch position. 1, 2, 3. Seattle Surgeon just run across. Eyes on them. Going to pass that info through. Lovely wall bang. Wow, that was a good shot. Just to catch that player out. A little bit of luck, a little bit of skill. A little bit of concentrated power of will. Shots here as he tries to keep that defensive position up. He does have a teammate to back him up down low. This is going to be Draza. And Octane now. Truly in the zone. One of the keys to victory here for Seattle Surge was don't let these newcomers take you down. Don't forget who you are. And Slacked. Champion across almost every single Call of Duty release thus far and played competitively. Tries to make his way forward. Apple gets another kill here. Slack goes down to Draza downstairs. 20 seconds remaining now. You can hear the ticking of the clock. Hollow's going to try to make the outside of the map safe. Wait. The bomb now makes its way outside of the site. It's going to be a 1 versus 2. Can Octane do it again? The answer is no.
That's a bold strategy, Cotton. The bomb generally works better if you can get the plant. I mean, frankly, I guess that's just Seattle being in a tough spot, trying to make the play, because we have seen it quite a bit. If you're able to get the bomb where you start it over towards A, get the wrap out over towards B, it's kind of the guaranteed round, but OpTic just completely prepared for the situation. You get the kills, and as soon as the bomb gets dropped there is... Well, I'm not going to say 0 chance for Octane to win it, because obviously there's at least a 1% chance, but it is super low odds, even when he's playing like he is. So, OpTic, this has been round after round, outside of getting 1v4'd or whatever the hell it was.
It was 4, yeah.
They've been on fire.
Yeah. Octane snipes up. Lovely shot to the top of Hollow. Say goodbye to your trophy as well. Octane is mad.
Yeah, and by the way, I was about to say, what do you do in this situation, right? Like, now you have to go pick that bomb up, and you know Octane is just going to be staring that direction the entire time. So now, as long as you watch the flank, you win the round.
Well, this is it. You have to watch the flank. TJ managed to catch just one. Dead Silence is going to be prolonged. Quavo's also on the flank. So these two silent assassins just tiptoeing through the streets of Petrograd. Panda goes down again. That's going to be another kill. TJ now in a position to maybe deal even more damage. He's got to check the mail room to his right. Just check to the right, dude. There's someone in there. He's got no idea. Shots from Apathy. TJ slips, slides right on through, finds himself number 2 of the round. And now it is going to be a 3 versus 2. Seattle Surge on the defense still. Quavo. Oh no, Slacked has just been eviscerated in the middle of the map. And it's Proto. 1 versus 3. And honestly, Seattle Surge cannot catch a break here. It's 5-1 to OGLA.
And catch a break, and Proto can't buy a kill at the moment. Like, to Seattle's, not credit, but to be understanding of them, I don't think they knew that they had bombed down, so it's a little bit tougher to play if you don't have the information. But even still, you just have to watch the flank. And so, like, we've seen some teams where they have a guy that's just sitting in the back, like, right off the rip. Panda just getting caught on the rat back by Quavo. Like, I know he had Dead Silence, but it's just so many little positional things that you really just can't let happen. Like, it's just not good search and destroy. And obviously, again, outside of the 1v4, would have been the hottest 6-0 we've had this week.
Yep. I've had 2 6-0s in a day. We didn't get too many of them, but they do happen. Octane starts this one off. What a slip slide that almost was. The battle of the M4s upstairs, and Slasher was not going to let it happen, but it would have been sweet. 2 down either side. 3v3 now. Slack trying to hold that mid-map position. Proto, likewise, as they make their bomb slowly but surely transition over to B. It's going to be Proto with the bomb, number 9 Panda, just making sure that long line of sight is covered and open. Ooh, that was loud. A lot of noise being made now. See that, number 5, Draza, transitioning across map. It's going to be Slasher on the flank. It's going to be Slasher on the flank. Finds the first kill. Makes this that bit harder now for Seattle Surge. Slasher likes to play Island. Solo player running around the map, finding what he can. Opening wise, and Panda with first shots will finally get the crossfire. 2 versus 2. 22 seconds remaining on the clock. That bomb's got to go down, but Draza in position, lying in wait. Easy pickings for the youngster on the squad. And will it be 2? Yes, it will. OGLA, from start to finish, outside of 1 round of pure magic from Octane, the round is closed out. 6-1 in the end, and a 2-0 lead in the series, Chance. And I don't even know what to say. I can't hear Chance anymore, whether he's having a dramatic moment.
Let's pretend this is my bad. Dude, it was a great rant too. I was talking about how good Slasher is, going on the flank, picking up the kills. Like, yeah, Draza got the double kill towards the end, but Slasher putting in work. Again, just having the information on Proto down low, making sure you kill the bomb planner, and that ends up wasting an extra 10, 15 seconds, something like that off the clock. But not just the round. I mean, Slasher opened up the game with like the 3 big kills for the effective 3v5 that they had over towards the A site. Slasher was also getting kills on Octane cross map, and Octane was trying to snipe through them smoke. So Slasher put in some serious work, even though 7 kills does not do him justice for how well he played.
No, it really doesn't. It was decisive, you call it, mate. But here we go, our US Army tactical play. Now, typically we give it to the winning squad, but in this case, we'll be saying a big fat no to that one. The US Army tactical play, the 1 versus 4 from Octane to win the round for Seattle Surge. In a very difficult situation, he picks up 1, he catches the player on the bomb arm. 12 seconds remaining. Again, the clock is ticking. He has to get these kills, or at least stop the bomb going down. Wins another big 1v1 against Kenny in the final few moments. Again, this situation against Draza, not enough ammo to really get it done, but the knife was there for him, and what a finish that was. Ample time. He had a bit of time to go back and give him the bag. Like, it was just great, man. It was a fantastic round. That's what we love to see. But again, you called a chance for a team like Seattle. It's been a tough season for them nonetheless. Right, well, with that chance, we got game 3 lined up here. We're not going to have a count. We're not going to do nothing. We're just going to throw this one straight to a break. Don't go anywhere, friends. This series is only just starting to heat up. 2-0 OGLA when we return. Domination.
That is sensational from OpTic.
Kenny lighting it up at range. Absolutely ripping his way through those players. The kills just don't stop for Dashi.
OpTic Gaming have done it! And it's Slasher
DJ, the shots, he's only gone and got it.
Call of Duty League is brought to you by Metro by T-Mobile. Stay connected to what matters most with the best value in wireless.
Christmas has come early for Call of Duty League fans, and it's time to deck your loadouts with some brand new champs blueprints, gun charms, player signatures, stickers, spicy sprays, and calling cards. I mean, really, they're the very best content we have literally ever received as Call of Duty fans. They're so fun. Gear up like a pro. The Call of Duty League Championship 2020 pack is available in stores now. Honestly, Chance, it's a lot of fun. I know you've decorated your own weapons with your own sprays and whatnot, and all sorts of player signatures, but really, it is hilarious and wonderful to see again. Champs coming up in August. Cannot wait to get through that, and playoffs as well. I mean, what a time to be a Call of Duty fan. What time to be alive, Chance. What a time.
That's certainly a phrase we can use about 2020. Sure. Like, what a time. Like, why not? I really do enjoy the content that's being thrown out. Like, I'm normally one that I don't even really care to throw on camos on my guns usually. It's just not that important to me. I'm more focused on like the gameplay sort of thing. But as soon as I got sent the code for the pack and saw like some of the calling cards we had, I was like, oh, I'm putting this on immediately. So it's good stuff. I do appreciate, but of course, you know, we do have Call of Duty to cast, and it's a Hackney Yard Domination, Miles. Who do you think? I'm just kidding. I already know who you think's going to win. I know who I think's going to win too.
Well, I still think
talk about it if you want, though.
I still think the potential for a 3-1 is here. And I mean, let's face it, Dom has been the coin flip at times when it comes to these series. It's always been the pivotal moment, whether it's the beginning of the reverse sweep or whether it's just, you know, when it hits the fan. It's typically a Dom. So here we go, mate. Seattle Surge. Slacked is back in his Seattle Jimmies. See if he can't get some rustling done in them. Octane up over the top, trying to find some loading towards B. A little slow to the fight, but that happens when you spawn against Coalition side. The illusion side, it's a nice nade from Slacked. Gets those first 2 kills, and you know what? There's not a lot of members of OGLA around. This could be a flip. There's the tags in from behind. Oh, it's actually perfect. I take it all back. It's immaculate chance. All 4 of them are dead. B's going to stay in the hands of OGLA.
It was the perfect attempt, the perfect break right from the get-go, and then Jaws is like, no, I got this. Now we get the B flag. Now we got the positioning, and you got TJ in prime position. As long as he is alive around this area, Seattle, they're going to have to take a lot of time to try to get past him.
Yeah, they got a lot of time to work with, though. 4 minutes 10 left on the game clock. Again, you lost the opening gambit, not the end of the world. For OGLA now, though, got to hold on. Draza and Hollow, the new kids on the block. I'd love to hear from themselves as they try to hold on here against the Seattle Surge. It is now time, friends, for an Astro Gaming Listen In with OpTic Gaming LA.
I might need help on OE. I might need help on OE.
They're low banana on you. Nice.
I might need help on OE.
Yo, look green, look green. Back up and help.
Oh, top Sam.
Top Sam and top 3.
Top Sam, weak. Yeah, I got top 3.
Yeah, top 3.
Bottom L.
I don't know where top 3 went.
Bottom L.
Apathy, one shot mid. Apathy, one shot mid.
I need their top bottom.
Bottom L. App dead.
Bottom low.
Great.
Oh, I just stopped shooting.
Top green plat.
One shot. Look at one shot.
I got you.
Nice.
Slack.
Might be dead.
I spawned it. Could be right.
I spawn yellow. Look green.
I got it.
Yo, you can be our top.
Yeah,
Pools weak.
Pools green. Top
Green pillars.
Top out, guys. Top out.
Top green one shot. Alright, top green fan. And I'll be dead.
Look green. Look at green.
Be green. Be on you too. I spawned C still.
We can't the green.
Yo, they can be our double doors.
Bottom L. I got a neutral.
Yo, top green, not moving.
Absent B.
Yo, on me double doors, one shot select. Milk truck.
They're still spawning green, I think.
Yeah, they are.
Milk truck.
Just cross there.
Having B. B's cash. Car app weak.
You want me
to see on farm?
Low way.
Yeah, you can.
We can play this. Take those.
I don't see anything. I need to cop car.
I'm looking scared.
Yeah, I'm staring at Seth. I got one cop car.
I flash, low scat. They can do green OE. I flash one under scat.
One C. You guys can push.
Either back right, and then there.
I killed the guy tired. I
got one of their doors.
Back A,
Back A, one shot, one mid map.
Hey, what? He goes.
Yo, app is double doors.
Double doors. Have your middle.
Yo, one is back right.
An Aegis Gav.
Hey, all the way top B2. They're probably
OGLA, they managed to hold the line. The B flag still remains theirs. They haven't got a lot of love towards A, but they are still making this work out, Chance.
Yeah, so like obviously the A flag is the most important like portion of the map, but outside of that, it's really all about that like either top or bottom L control. That was off the rip. OpTic Gaming swarmed it. Eventually though, finally Seattle were able to flip the spawn. So there's good news. Minute and a half left. If you get the B flag, get that 2 flag set up till the end of the game. Not the worst spot to be in.
So we've got to get that a B flag now for Seattle Surge. Apathy's trying to make something happen. Good awareness, catches TJ. Does he have teammates though to back him up? Waiting for the reinforcements to show up so he can take these fights. Great position. Finds number 2 now for Apathy. 3 kills in a row overall. Oh wow, Quavo. Fancy footwork as he just scoots across the floor. Gets that kill. Still the contested happening on the B flag. OGLA trying to pull this one back. Draza with a drop shot there on bottom L. Can't get it done against Octane. He's going to find that kill. We're coming up on 1 minute remaining now in the half. Seattle. Will they be able to pull this one back? A decent chunk of time now. They got to hold on here. Panda makes mid-map as safe as it can be. OGLA are now looking to break from the rear. But it's like the kills again from Seattle Surge. They managed to hold this one well, Chance, and this could be a great turn of events going into the half where they're going to be spawning on Coalition side again, A side. This could be a fantastic turnaround now for Seattle Surge.
And I really like this play from Draza. It says, I'm not going to be able to capture it. They're going to be back too quick, so I'm going to try to keep it neutral. And when they get back on the flag, I'm going to try to make my break. And Octane, well, he knows what the play is. He knows the situation. He's waiting for the kill to come through on Draza. And hey, even if they don't find him too quickly, you make sure you get the A flag back and try to get some of that damage mitigation. Is, of course, so as I say that, massive fight on the B flag.
Fight still raging. Octane. Starting to feel like one of his YouTube videos now. Skills start coming through. Nice shots again in the back. 12 and 8 overall. I think that was 6 in a row just before going down. So here we have it. Final few moments, but not a bad turn of events for Seattle, who did not have a good start to this half. OGLA close out the first half. There's only a slight lead. And this is it. Do or die time right now for Seattle Surge.
Yeah, I guess this would be the time to sort of set the stakes as well. Again, right now they are down 30 points, I believe it is, from the the team that is in 8th place. Not only if they lose this are they giving more points to OpTic, but if you're down by 30 and your tournament is over, that means Seattle is going to have 1 tournament left where they need at least 30 points, which means placing 2nd place, and then depending on tiebreakers, it might force them to be in a situation where they're required to win. So pressure's on, but they're going to be gifted the B flag off the rip because OpTic, well, you see the idea. They want to go for A as fast as possible.
They're going for it. I mean, this is a heavy, heavy investment. And I will say, Seattle Surge, good reads. They've pulled forces back towards the A flag, trying to turtle up. find the defense, but it has not been enough. OGLA with the aggression have flipped over. Proto can't win another fight there, and Slasher now easy pickings these players like shooting fish in a barrel. As they cross over through the middle of the map, trying to get back in towards the A flag, and Slasher now just has to, well, it doesn't have to do anything. The 1v1 is won. It is over. Proto, though, still going back in for it, not letting that A flag go. Draza, he's getting involved now as well. That one lonely player, Hollow, goes down on B. Now you've got the battle for the A flag still continuing. Draza going downstairs, hip fires there. Not even Proto's fancy footwork with the bunny hops can keep him alive, and chance this has been a bit of a naughty plot twist from OGLA. Great start to the second half, spawning on the unfavorable side. He may have just broken it there. He may have just sealed it for his team, and with that kill onto Hollow, it could be safe for Surge for now.
And Apathy, by the way, just had one of like the best lives of the entire game. He was the man that was effectively solo defending B earlier on, wraps back to A, and then basically does a massive job by himself. And well, Seattle, I mean, this is it, right? You're down by 13. You got the AB set up. You got the spawns you want. You just have to make sure you keep watching the OE because they're trying again. Number 5, it looks like he's gotten through, or maybe someone saw him on the cross. And well, Seattle know they've got the recognition. And of course, with Octane hanging out inside the B flag, you're feeling a little bit safe for the moment.
Yeah, we're about to look at sort of 10 points. Separating these teams, it's getting much closer. Slasher, good shots, but not enough. Octane on the fadeaway. Catches that. With that, B's made safer that bit longer. And again, for Seattle Surge, this is good. Actively goes down against some top shots from Hollow. Slacked. He's going to be up next. 1, 2, let him slip by. Good tag. Slacked, lovely position to be in. Can he catch the third as well? Draz is going to double peek. Slack, though, he's done a lot of damage, and the callouts are going to coming through to his teammates, pushing them through. Slacked in a great position to be very, very annoying from here. 12 goes down as well, 5 in a row. Very difficult to make the play in towards the low side of B when Slacked is here, dealing with the damage, and he's not quite as safe as he thought he was, but a fantastic play. Seattle Surge are moments away from taking the lead.
And the number of times that OpTic have tried to overextend, it looks like now you see Seattle putting more pressure on the top side of the map, so OpTic now have to sort of flip the script, and now you see them trying to work their way through over towards Zell. And, well, TJ might not know this, but the B flag for the moment is open. Seattle off respawn, though. They know what the situation is. They know what they have to do, and you see those 4 arrows moving right back towards this B flag.
TJ, though, man, he's in so much trouble right now. If he can wait for his teammates to show up, nah, not a chance. Once again, Proto, great play. 2 members now from OGLA, 3 make it, pushing their way through that L side. Octane, 22 and 14. Every single time we check into him, he's on a great kill spree, 4 in a row right now. TJ's going to try to make something happen there. Proto from upstairs wins his gunfight top held, and the defense will hold. Seattle Surge, 1 minute, 45 remaining on the clock. As they continue to do a great job here on Hackney Yard of holding the line. Draza can't get much done as Octane repositions. And it is an absolute slaughter on the outside of the warehouse right now. Seattle Surge continue to drive this one home. Chance, this is honestly fantastic from them. They've got to keep this going, though, because it's still a very close game.
And number 6, by the way, just spawned all the way at C. OpTic finally put enough pressure that the spawn opened up, so now you're down by 15 points. The flag gets neutral. Now OpTic Gaming are going to be forced pretty much. They're going to need to go for the triple capital.
Kind of a great heads-up play there to stay alive at this point. Pressure comes towards C. Spawns Ferry visits, delivers a fun one there to Seattle. Octane wins the fight on TJ. Panda goes down there on B. So B's going to go back into the hands of OGLA. A has been left completely unguarded, so that's going to be going towards the hand of OGLA as well. This has been a bit of a twist of events, but however, there's only 50 seconds left in the game. Octane and Apathy win a couple of big kills. Now we're going towards B. This could be a flip. If this fight goes their way, it does. Proto once again with a clutch one. This is able to start getting a little bit mean, as OGLA have got to fight back onto B, and Octane, he wins his. Slasher now from behind. Can he get any more out of this one? No, he can't. B is made neutral right now. Very, very good for Seattle Surge. 30 seconds remaining chance, and this could come down to the wire, but Surge may have just cinched it. They could be safe.
They live to fight another day. 22 points with 20 seconds left is enough to get the job done, even if all the flags change colors. So, hey, they made it to map 4. You were saying the domination, that has to be the start of the reverse sweep if you're down 0-2. And that was a very strong game coming out of Seattle. And frankly, plays all over the place, right? Not only is it Octane, every single time we go on board, it seems like he's on a 4 or 5 spree. We saw Slack staying alive over by that back crate for an extra 25, 30 seconds, picking up 3 or 4 kills along the way. We had Apathy that was effectively solo defending the B flag at a certain moment, and in the same life, Rat backs to A, and then basically solo defends the A flag for an extra couple seconds until his teammates can help him out. So great stuff the whole way around. A ton of little plays that Seattle was able to pull off, and hey, they got the win. Trying to make some magic happen.
And it's incredible to think as well. We stay on Hackney Yard for this next hardpoint, but how different this series could look right now if Seattle Surge had managed to just get, was it Draza out at the hardpoint at the very first map. Quick stats on your screen. Good work either side, but really, I mean, Octane 27 and 17. That assault rifle really being put to work there against OGLA. We stay in here on Hackney Yard for the next hardpoint, and again, we're still sitting at match point for OGLA, a knockout match. We cannot see another loss now go the way of Seattle Surge. OGLA, it's just one more hardpoint, right? It sounds so easy. It sounds so simple. If we force that game 5, scary scenes again. We saw that 6-1 coming through on Petrograd again for OGLA, but Hackney Yard hardpoint up next. Chance, where do you put these teams now? I mean, given everything we've seen, given the performances now coming out of OGLA, do Surge have what it takes to bounce back?
I think they absolutely do have what it takes to bounce back. I mean, again, obviously the problem, at least in the slang category for the side of Seattle, it's not the ARs, it has been the SMGs. And what we saw, at least off the rip on the Gunrunner, was Slacked and Apathy. I don't know if you recall, they were the first. They had like 18 kills apiece. The next highest in the lobby was like 12, and that's back on the Gunrunner Hardpoint. What we saw there on the Domination is Slacked and Apathy were the guys that were making plays consistently. And I think that's really the battle. It's the TJ and Kenny / Quavo versus the Apathy and Slack kind of matchup. Whoever does better in that category, I think, will be the team that wins the game. Because, like, as much as we talk about how great Octane is, I mean, Slasher in the one-on-ones, it's about as close to a 50-50 matchup as you could really have. Maybe give the edge to Octane, but it's kind of desperation to even attempt that. So it's the SMGs to me, especially on a map like Hackney Yard. And I think it's anyone's game, but Seattle absolutely do have what it takes.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun one. So have a quick look now with challenges. Again, the postseason format of how challenges is going to look. Because again, we love to show some love to our amateurs here. Postseason format here for challenges. Again, new challenges postseason format is going to include a list of last chance qualifiers events and a finals event. They basically get their own champs. Well, hey! All competitions take place online through across the 3 regions: North America, Europe, and of course APAC, Asia Pacific. And there is a combined prize pool of $500,000 US dues. A lot of money there available. And again, last chance qualifier. That's really where it's all going to go down. Saturday, August 1st and Sunday, August 2nd. The signups are live. Go, 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 go. Again, from North America and Europe, top 24 challenges points. Those teams go straight to the finals. And then there's, of course, going to be 8 teams either side who qualify via a LCQ. If you're in APAC, g'day. Don't forget the top 12 challenges points teams are going to go straight to that finals, and there will be 4 teams via that LCQ. So again, challengers, signups are live. Let's look at the finals now. And again, Chance, what a time, man, to be a challenger. August 15th to 16th, that's going to be D-Day for you boys. The rosters that also qualify for finals are going to be based on rosters from the last Challengers event. So that's going to be the Toronto home series, in case you're wondering. Top 32 NA and EU teams will be playing in double Elian brackets. And again, for the North American side, that's $250,000, $200,000 for the European side of things. And the top 16 APAC team are in one of their own. Let's get into the game though, brother. Had a lot of fun there, and again, for the challengers out there, for those amateur players, we wish you the best of luck. May the odds be forever in your favor. But we're ready to rock and roll into this Hackney Yard hardpoint. Chance, you've already brought it up, mate. I think at this point in time, it's anyone's game right now. The first one was so close. The first one was so exciting. And again, for Seattle Surge, this is gonna be it. All the way they're gonna go.
I'm trying to do those final bit of stats. Who's spawning on good side? That is the question for me. So if Seattle are on bad side right now, that means that this was their map pick. So this is the situation Seattle, I think, had some sort of game plan they were expecting to find themselves in should we come to Hackney Yard. And of course, OpTic is 0-7 on this map. But of course, this is where the Draza effect comes into the situation. Does the map look horrible for OpTic? Yes, but you got 2 new guys on the roster. You have the added additional aggressive SMG sort of play style. Now we get the opportunity to see how it'll impact the new team.
Yeah, we've spoken time and time again about how important a fresh coat of paint can be for these squads, and it's a whole new shade of green for this OGLA roster. A couple of kills for TJ there as he finds a lot of love there on point. Cut down immediately there by Octane. Hollow from up high now. Ooh, shooting him out the air as he finds a couple more kills. Octane's still alive there on point. Nice nade's going to slow him down, but Octane again, he actually gets the kill just before being traded by the nade. So Octane really playing for your tournament life right now, and it is showing. First hard point, Starting to whittle away. 30 seconds remaining on a chance, and we've got Tire Shot coming up next, and it's a cliche, but that Tire Shot, man, it's a real doozy.
Real doozy for the moment. Seattle, of course, those final 20 seconds should be going their way because obviously OpTic was on a pour a ton of pressure. But hey, this means 15 seconds on this hill. That means Seattle has a fair bit of time to try to get that map positioning. And you see Panda already pretty aggressive. If you've made it to this point where you can cross that line, you're in a decent spot. But TJ, you see in the feed, was able to pick up 2, and that spot gets completely vanquished. OpTic able to hold the setup off the rip.
Yeah, I mean, this again could be a solid 60 seconds for OGLA in this position. Hollow down low. Slasher's going to be upstairs, reaping the hard point time. Draza watching that small opening in the brick wall. Lovely 2 for him. Again, very, very aggressive from Draza. Doesn't need to get number 3. His teammate's going to be there. And now the OGLA aggression is starting to push forward just a little bit. Trying to create some breathing space for these players against Slasher. All he has to do is watch that right-hand flank, where he's going to be going up against Octane now. Tense engagement between these 2 assault rifle players. 2 of the finest in the league. 2 of the finest in the world. Slasher with a positional advantage gets the win there, and now we rotate towards the next hard point. 20 seconds remaining. Octane's going to try and keep mid-map safe as he possibly can. OGLA, though, they're on the prowl. They're on the hunt. And it has been a perfect 60 here in the tire shop. Total smokestack. We got no chance.
By the way. Yeah, Jaza got through his smokestack. There was a couple players from Seattle that were near him. Neither one saw. No one heard him. So he's actually been able to get behind enemy lines. And that means he's got to get the timing right. Start picking up these kills and let your teammates get into top and bottom L. And he's going for the attempt. Can't find the kill. But of course, Seattle, well, now they know what the jig is up, so to speak. They know players are going to have this back spawn.
Yeah, you saw a couple of them spawning at the back there. But again, Proto just has to divert his attention. Again, the covering fire comes through. Proto up close. Lovely shots, and the TJ cuts him down. And again, good hold so far from Seattle Surge. A nice nade from Slasher. Going to make the hard point that bit safer. No one quite able to get on top of this one is Hollow. Tries to keep top L safe. Big win from Slack there. He actually finds 3 or 2 kills in a row there at this point in time. So no hard point just yet. Seattle now get their feet into that one. Quavo from up top. Beautiful play from up high. Keeps both those players guessing. Catches the players in the hard point out. And with that, we still have a very decent amount of control for OGLA right now. Good looks going into the next hard point. Bottom office. The building just to the left of Quavo now. And again, his teammates now starting to flood on through. Panda trying to make something happen here. Great crossfire comes through. And again, Seattle Surge trying to make their break here. Slack finds 5 in a row, and unfortunate timing as Hollow catches himself a couple there, chance, and a decent start here from OGLA. But Seattle Surge are far from out.
Yeah, Proto, though, the lone man in the hill, he knows he's just got to play his life, and actually more so, he's able to go and pick up a couple kills, so he's just trying to be that sort of roaming slayer while his teammates, well, need to get towards the hill, but you can see what his job has now morphed into, not the hill, but making sure that you get those back spawns for the new hill, so Proto having to put in a serious amount of work, and frankly, you see with Slasher, so patient, 6 seconds it seemed like he waited to take Proto down up top, but of course, while he's doing that, the battle inside the hill goes way of OpTic Gaming.
There's always 2 major battles happening in a game of Hardpoint. The Hardpoint itself and then fighting for the control of the next one. And so far, so good for OGLA. They seem to be winning that war on 2 fronts. Draza, 6 and 11 so far. But he's looking to turn that around after a wonderful set there. And again, teammates backing him up. Hollow, the wonderful 2-man push there. The buddy system works out. 5 clean kills go the way of OGLA. And Seattle Surge, they are slowly but surely fading away here in the London Royal Ravens home series. A Slasher looking to put them to bed, and a 3-1 victory for OGLA would be tremendous to advance onwards.
And this is a brutal setup as well. Just look at how far Seattle has been. It's 15 seconds, and they have, what, Slacked and Panda are the only 2 near the hill. But, of course, now you got to get past the cross, and they get decimated along the way. Draza there and ready to go. And, of course, Slasher, he has been pushed up that aggressive on the map since, well, 15 seconds before the hill even spawned. That's how good of a hill this has been for OpTic. You look at the feed, you think good news for Seattle? No, not even close. The good spawns coming in from OpTic. They should be right back inside, and it's just too good of a setup, too good of a rotation, and so many good plays across the board. 110-point lead, and OpTic do not show any signs of slowing down.
Not at all. Not at all. Doc's building is going to come to a close. Into a fresh set of hard points we will go. OGLA trying to make something happen here is Quavo. You can see him on the bottom of the screen, number 1. Loses his fight to Slack there. Slack with a nice 2. I'm going to get the first taste of this hardpoint going the way of Seattle Surge, and unfortunately a nade from Slasher, which seemingly came out of, you know, space and time. Has the space stone, only assumed at this point. OGLA trying to make the breaks. Nice shots again from up top. Proto finds 1. Map control still sitting in the hands of CL Surge for now. Chance, you called it, man. It's far from over. This is a decent bit of a comeback, but it's 100 points. 100 points. It's 100 seconds in Hardpoint. Separating these teams right now. Panda and Proto keep on fighting. They are not going to go quietly into the night. They will not go down without a fight. A Seattle Surge try to hold the line, but Draza leading the charge, cuts them down. 17 seconds remaining on this Hardpoint, and it can all go to OGLA right now. Proto may try to push back in and find something. Sadly, a teammate is going to slow it down, but map control for now sits in the hand of Seattle Surge.
And so often this is a situation where ordinarily we'd be like, hey, you're down but one good hill and over towards Tire Shop is the best one to make it happen. Get a full 60, right back in the game. Not the case anymore. It is not only do they have to get the full 60 just about here, the rotations are still going to have to be key. They have to basically do what OpTic did to them the first time around, and it's not going to be easy, but so far so good. You see OpTic not getting anywhere near this second Hardpoint.
Yes, Seattle Surge starting to pull this one back, and again, good time. Octane with a great nade on those two players on spawn. Guys are trying to fight on out of this one. OGLA, one player has managed to slip through, and it's going to be Quavo. What can he do? Can he find the entry kills up here? Through the doors he goes. He's going to catch Proto. Oh, sorry, Panda. Immediately re-challenges. However, it will stop the hardpoint time for now. It won't be a perfect 60, but it's a lot of time still. Mid-map control now looking the way of OGLA. Slasher trying to watch the cuts. Anyone coming out through it, through their backside spawn by fire, will be able to catch. Slack trying to win the fights here towards Warehouse, and again the pressure from OGLA starting to mount up. They do have a lot of mid-map control. They have a lot of eyes on towards that next hard point. And another grenade from seemingly nowhere. Cuts down another member of Seattle.
And of course, Seattle, you can see last time it was Draza that was able to slip through and try to lock down those spawns. Well, right now, Seattle, they have nothing. No map pressure, no one in the back. That means they're going to have to just push and make sure they get every single kill along the way. It is going to be a near 80-point deficit, right about 73 at the moment. In Seattle, hey, keeping them outside the hill, this is not the worst if you can get someone in around L, which, well, Pander was there, but Pander not recognized that Slasher was there with him.
That was a big fight he needed to win against Draza. This could be it. I'm sure we're running out of time, so we don't have exactly the amount of time to get the job done. Final 30 points now for OGLA, and they can safely say Seattle Surge have been taken care of here in the London Royal Ravens home series. Slasher continues his dominance in the kill feed. It's all green. OpTic Gaming LA keep going. They will not stop. They will not slow down. The Slasher forgets how to throw a trophy for a moment there, but again, the kill feed lighting up. It's a matter of moments now. Over towards the next we go. And these two players on this hard point, this could be it. The final moments of the Seattle Surge here. Quavo watching the jump up. The gunfight now being brought to downstairs. TJ's going to win it. TJ finds another hollow, gets his as well. The nades are going through, and this is it. OGLA looking to close it out, and no one from Seattle in a place to contest. 250 to 140. Seattle Surge a toast. OGLA knock them out, and they will move on in the London Royal Ravens home series.
And OpTic LA making sure that they establish themselves as a team that is worth being feared in the league at the moment, right, with the new change. You got Slasher throwing up 27 on the board with a minute 15 in the hill, and he's doing that from California. Man had a hell of a series pretty much the entire way, all the way along, especially the S&D. He was making plays, but this is OpTic Gaming, I think, now looking for revenge. It is Florida who knocked him down in the Game 5 Round 11 fashion. It is now Florida, I believe, right? I'm not crazy?
No, you're not crazy. I think they're going to play
not
Florida.
crazy. Yeah,
we'll have a
Florida,
go bracket
100%. That OpTic play later on in the day. So that's the story for them. Looking for revenge. They get that extra points. I think OpTic is now tied with Paris again in the CDL points. I think I got that right. They both have 80.
Yeah.
And so that's the new foot race we have in the league.
And it is a foot race right now. And for Seattle, it is not over yet. They have one final event. And if they are going to climb out of that top 8, they have to win the Toronto home series coming up next weekend. It has been a tough one for Seattle Surge, but it is far from over. And if anything can happen, and let's face it, here in the Call of Duty League, anything can happen. So with that, we say a fond farewell to Seattle Surge here at the London Royal Ravens home series and OGLA. Chance, you called it, man. I mean, they are honestly, slowly but surely, starting to turn some heads. And I will say, once again, your boy with the Sony Xperia predictions, I am 2-0. So is Lottie as well, actually. It's a good job. She's she's got a great cod brain right there for herself. But mate, what a good series that really was. What an exciting series. Very, very drama laden. Man, some memorable moments, very much so. But dude, there we go. OGLA, are they the real deal? Is this a very good turn? I mean, I thought this was too much too late, as opposed to too little too late when it comes to making roster changes. But this is cool. It seems to be working.
Something worth considering, though, is, of course, like we've had a couple moments where like a team makes some sort of change, they start obliterating everyone. Florida might be the perfect example, but then other teams really start to crack that code and figure the other team out. Because like, think about the Hackney Hardpoint we just saw. Obviously, you're going to let OpTic play at Hackney if they want it, because they were 0-7 coming in, but now you don't actually really know how good they are on the map with 2 new guys on the roster. And like, maybe you scrim against them and you might get some sort of inkling, but scrims to tournament environment are 2 very different situations. So now teams have to go back to the drawing boards, figure out what you want to do for pick and bans against this OpTic team. There might be different S&D maps, like Petro even, that we saw them on. They had only played it twice up until today. Well, they just got a 6-1 victory and they look fantastic. So OpTic has basically just made them a name for themselves, thrown a target on their back and said, hey guys, you got to pay attention. You got to figure out what we can bring to the table, or we'll beat you in the pick and bans, if not in game.
Indeed. Well, that was your scuff play of the game, and of course, Draza. Wonderful work from him. This is a look at the bracket so far. Royal Ravens sitting very comfortably in the semi-finals. We are far from finished today. Coming up after this break, New York Subliners will be going up against the Paris Legion, and the last match of the day, another elimination matchup, and a very, very exciting one at that. The Florida Mutineers versus OpTic Gaming Los Angeles. That one chance again. A wild, wild result nonetheless, but that is going to be all from myself and Chance. It's going to be ketchup and mustard. Are going to be now dipping out, taking a bit of a break. When we come back after this one, Lando is going to be talking to Kenny. Our PlayStation Instant Reaction will return after this very, very quick break.